Welcome to Echoes Beyond, where history meets mystery, legends challenge reality, and the greatest questions of our past are waiting to be uncovered. I'm Echo, and together we'll journey beyond the known.
Deep in the forests of North America, there are places where the trees seem to swallow the light. Places where a person can walk for hours without seeing another human being. And according to thousands of witnesses, something else may be walking there too. A creature standing more than 2 meters tall, covered in dark hair, moving silently through the wilderness. Known by one name, Bigfoot. Some call it a myth. Others believe it is one of the greatest undiscovered animals on Earth. But if Bigfoot is real, where is the evidence? The story of Bigfoot did not begin with modern television. Long before the creature became a pop culture icon, Indigenous peoples across parts of North America told stories of wild, human-like beings living beyond the boundaries of ordinary settlements. The stories differed from one region to another. Some described wild men. Some described powerful forest beings. And some warned of creatures that were best left alone. These traditions are not proof of Bigfoot, but they reveal something important. The idea of an unknown human-like creature living in the wilderness is much older than the modern Bigfoot legend. The creature we know today as Bigfoot began entering popular culture during the 20th century. Reports of enormous footprints began appearing in newspapers and local communities. Then came the name Bigfoot. In 1958, a series of enormous footprints discovered near Bluff Creek, California, attracted attention from the press. Newspapers began reporting the mystery. And suddenly, Bigfoot had a name the entire country could remember. But the footprints created a problem. If they were genuine, something had made them. Footprints remain some of the most famous evidence associated with Bigfoot. Some tracks have measured more than 30 centimeters in length. Others appear in sequences stretching deep into remote forests. But footprints are also where the mystery becomes complicated. Humans can create footprints. Hoaxers have created them. Animals can leave tracks that appear strangely human. And weather can distort existing prints. So a footprint alone cannot prove the existence of an unknown creature. But occasionally, investigators have found tracks that remain difficult to explain. And one set of footprints would become legendary. In October 1967, two men entered the forests near Bluff Creek. Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were searching for evidence of the creature they believed lived there. Then, they saw something. A large, dark figure moving across a clearing. Patterson raised his camera. And for a few seconds, the world may have witnessed Bigfoot. The resulting footage became one of the most famous pieces of alleged evidence in the history of cryptozoology. A large, human-like figure walks away from the camera. Supporters say the creature's proportions and movement would have been extremely difficult to reproduce with a costume in 1967. Critics argue that it was exactly that. More than half a century later, the debate continues. Hoax or historic footage of something unknown? Bigfoot isn't famous because of one film. It is famous because of thousands of reported encounters. Hunters, hikers, campers, police officers, and ordinary people who claim they saw something they couldn't explain. Some describe hearing enormous footsteps. Others report strange screams or calls coming from deep within the forest. And some describe something much more disturbing. A creature watching them. But witness testimony has a weakness. Humans are remarkably good at misidentifying things, especially in darkness, especially when fear takes over. A bear standing upright can briefly look remarkably human. A person in the distance can appear enormous. And once someone expects to see Bigfoot, the mind may begin filling in the gaps. But suppose, for a moment, that Bigfoot is real. What would it actually be? A surviving species of ancient human? An unknown primate? Something related to animals that scientists already know? The problem is enormous. A breeding population would need food. It would need shelter. It would leave remains. And eventually, it should leave DNA. Researchers have investigated hair, footprints, photographs, and alleged biological samples for decades. Some samples have produced intriguing results. But so far, no universally accepted scientific evidence has confirmed the existence of a mysterious giant North American primate. And that may be the strongest argument against Bigfoot. There is another uncomfortable part of the Bigfoot story. People have faked it. Giant wooden feet have been used to create tracks. People have dressed in costumes. Photographs have been manipulated. stories have been exaggerated. Some famous sightings have eventually been exposed as hoaxes. And every confirmed hoax creates another problem. Because once one piece of evidence is proven false, how do we know which evidence to trust? Yet there is another side to the argument. North America is enormous. Vast regions of wilderness remain difficult to access. New species are still discovered around the world. Animals once thought to be legends have occasionally turned out to be real. The mountain gorilla was dismissed by many outsiders as little more than a legend before Western science formally documented it. The giant squid existed in stories long before scientists obtained convincing physical evidence. But there is an important difference. Those animals eventually left something behind. Bodies. Bones. DNA. Bigfoot has never produced that final piece of evidence. And perhaps that is what makes Bigfoot so fascinating. Not the certainty that it exists, but the possibility that we could still be wrong. Maybe every sighting has an ordinary explanation. Maybe footprints are hoaxes. Maybe shadows become monsters. When we enter the forest, carrying a story in our minds. Or maybe somewhere beyond the last road. There is something we have simply failed to find. Because if Bigfoot is real, it has survived for generations without giving us what science needs most: proof. Bigfoot may be a legend, a hoax, a misunderstood animal, or perhaps something much harder to explain. For now, the evidence remains incomplete. The footprints remain. The stories remain. The footage remains. And somewhere in the deepest forests of North America, the mystery remains. Maybe Bigfoot isn't hiding from us. Maybe we're simply looking in the wrong place. This is Echoes Beyond, where mystery meets the unknown, and the truth may be stranger than the legend.
The story ends here. Or does it? Thank you for watching Echoes Beyond. If you dare to go deeper, like, subscribe, and return, because some truths refuse to stay buried. The end.